how to ask for the highest price possible for your product or service. How do people perceive value? What makes value valuable? I think basically reputation is everything, which I'm going to talk about more a bit later. So today my topic is how to ask for the highest price possible for your product or service towards your customers. So basically it comes down to perceived value and the circumstances of the customer. Circumstances are and can be pain. How painful is the customer's problem at the moment? For example, if it's an actual pain and someone has real bad stomach pain or knee pain, and pay a higher price for the medicine to get a pain relief. But pain can also be, for example, you want to hire somebody or someone has quit in your company and you need to fill that position. Things like that, you see how those circumstances influence a potential price point for your product and service towards your customer. Next thing, of course, is the topic of scarcity. I'm always a proponent of what I call honest scarcity. It's a common practice in marketing to do artificial scarcity. That's also not really a problem unless it's really reasonable. Let's say you're a coach and you're looking for new coachees and you have 10 spots left. Why? Because your time is limited. You cannot just accept an endless amount of coachees. It kind of makes sense. So it's very important to explain to your customer audience so that they don't feel ripped off, so that you are perceived as a more serious and trustworthy entrepreneur. And I think basically reputation is everything, which I'm going to talk about more a bit later. So the next thing, how convenient is it to buy? That's also a huge influence. If it's really complicated to buy and then your price is a little bit on the high end, then this might hurt your sales. Whereas let's say buying is really easy with you, let's say everything is really comfortable, then you might be able to ask for a slightly higher price because it's so convenient, because you offer installment payments or something like that. That is something that is possible with our platform digistore24.com. We focus on online coaches, on digital products, on supplements, coachings, events, etc., tickets, all these things that are easy and convenient to sell. And we enable you to scale up, and we enable specifically a very good customer experience while purchasing for the end customer, because it's automated, it's scalable, it's stable, it's conversion optimized, and it's really easy to do. And we also offer installment payments, which makes buying even at a high ticket really comfortable for your end customers. So this is also something that you might take into account using Digistore24 for your online sales. The next thing is liquidity and fear and psychology of the customer. Let's say if a customer wants to buy something nice and everything's going really well, his liquidity or her liquidity is really well, then they're a lot more likely to buy. And this is where you can use especially installment payments to ease that liquidity problem a little bit on the one hand. But on the other hand, you can also then ask for a higher price because it's installments. You could ask for okay, then the whole thing costs 4K instead of 3K, and if you pay now then it's 3K, and if you want to pay with installments then it's 4K. Something like that you can communicate, just kind of to get a better liquidity situation. The next thing is, of course, the whole topic around risk reversal and possible buyer's remorse. You can mitigate that thing and you can justify higher prices if you say, hey, I'm so sure about my service, my ebook, my course, my whatever, that I'm willing to take the risk for you. I'm willing to give you a refund guarantee. That's always something that's common practice in the digital marketing space. A lot of companies do that. Some countries like Germany, it's demanded by law that you offer that. So these are some little nice things, the way in which you can optimize your whole price point and by which you can possibly ask for a higher price. The next thing is value. How do people perceive value? What makes value valuable? What's the concept of value? Basically, I like to think of value from a spiritual standpoint, so kind of the energy I'm getting. So I have certain needs, I want something, and by buying a product, I get something back. For example, money transaction, purchase transactions. I view them as kind of energetic exchanges. I like to see it that way. I also like to see money that way. So basically, value is for me the energy exchange. What kind of energy are you giving to your customer in return for his or her money. So the first thing basically is your brand and your reputation. So if you have a great reputation as a coach, as a small business, you have great ratings on the internet, then your reputation is good, and then you can ask for a higher price, because reputation really is also something that can be, with some products, can be associated with status. For example, if you buy a certain car brand, then it's associated with status. Also with watches, you can buy certain watches and then those watches give you higher status. But on the other hand, if you just look at the material costs, then it's a lot lower than what expensive watchmakers are asking for as a price. So you can also think about how you can improve your brand in a way so that if someone uses your service or has your product and other people see you using that service or wearing or having that product at home, the customer could be higher status. This might be a lever that you can also use for increasing your price, but it's a whole brand strategy. You have to be positioned as kind of like a premium brand, which makes sense in all kinds of areas. Doctors do that, as I said, car makers, watchmakers do that, people, who make clothes do that. That's a classic. So think about what you can do to actually improve your brand in a way so that people can have better emotions and higher status using your service, using your products, or buying your stuff basically. At Digistore24, we think the same way. I like to be a premium brand. I don't want to be, let's say, the discount service. So we're constantly working on the user experience, on the brand experience, and on the overall look and feel. And our goal is to make our users proud that they are Digistore24 clients. Brand and reputation are also influenced by your use of, let's say, marketing tricks and the overall look and feel of your homepage and of your sales page. If you use a lot of scammy conversion optimization tools, that might help, but it could hurt your brand. So there's always a sweet spot. I'm not against using conversion optimization tools at all. I'm really a big proponent of it. But at the same time, I like to advise people, and I like to be that myself, to be serious, not to push people too hard, because I think brand at the end of the day is also, or is, the biggest conversion factor. Let me give you an example. What's the most important music festival? Of course, it's Tomorrowland in Belgium. Always happens in the summer. Is it easy to buy from Tomorrowland? Is it easy to buy tickets? No, it's an absolute mess. However, people do everything to get a ticket. People do everything to buy it. Why? Because the brand is great and the emotions are great of the people who attend, and that's communicated by these videos, and that's the same way Ultra Music Festival grew. So I think you should really think about this brand experience, and it includes to be not too pushy towards your customer. Be more easy on them. Don't bombard them too much with like exit pop-ups and all these annoying things. Just test them and see what works for you the best, and try to protect your brand, because ultimately your brand will increase your conversion. Having a good brand will also help you being able to raise the price. Next topic that influences the value is, of course, the perceived probability of success. Let's say you are a diet and fitness coach and your success rate, because you have a lot of clients, your success rate is very high, then probably you are likely, if you're his client or her client, you're a lot more likely to buy from him or her because the success rate is higher. Same goes for doctors. Let's say you need a knee surgery. Do you go to the beginner doctor or to the experienced professor who has done it like for 30 years, 10,000 times? Yeah, probably you go there, and he or she can ask for a higher price. You see that this type of niche and specialization also helps with pricing because it's perceived higher value. This is also something that influences value. Next thing is, of course, the whole time factor. The delivery of your service, delivery of your product and the solution. If you think about, for example, Amazon, they haven't changed much. Their products are not too different from stuff that you can buy anywhere else, but the delivery time and the ease of use, the whole user experience is like, it's so convenient that they put a lot of other businesses out of business, a lot of other shops out of business, because they invest so heavily in delivery time. And I think in the next years, you're going to have your Amazon shopping experience in a way that you order something and then 2 hours later, some drone or a robot will fly by and hand you over your products that you just purchased. And this will ruin all other small companies. That's why it's super important, in my opinion, to sell information, to build an information product company, to sell online courses, because I think information and the personal touch that goes with information, it's a very good business model, and it's more future-proof than selling physical goods on the internet, because ultimately Amazon is going to outperform pretty much all other businesses. And last but not least, what influencers value a lot is the customer, product and service experience. In my opinion, this is, for me personally, the most important thing. Like, everything has to be nice. For example, sometimes when I go to a brand, some luxury car dealerships, they have really arrogant salespeople, especially in Germany, and they don't even want to talk to you and stuff like that. That's a really bad experience. Even if you like the brand, even if you like the car, if the customer service is not friendly, then probably, the whole experience is ruined and it's basically worthless. Or for example, the same goes for hotels. If the hotel service is bad, if the receptionist is not friendly, the hotel can be nice as hell, but if they're not friendly to you, if they don't accommodate you the right way, then the hotel can be amazing and can look amazing, have amazing location design, etc. But you're still gonna hate it, and they'll have a harder time asking for a higher price and or recommendation. So that's for today. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe button, and see you next time.